All right, so my mom just listed her house, and she listed it with another agent.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, so anyway, so we're going to talk about one of the biggest things I see on social media as far as realtors complaining, and that's when their family member, family friends, mothers, cousins, aunts do real estate business, either buy or sell, and they use another agent.
Yeah.
And I see this all the time. So my name is Mike Mello. I'm a broker associate and co-owner of Preferred Real Estate Brokers. I'm here with
Jose Fleming.
So he is the managing broker at Preferred Real Estate Brokers here in Central Florida. So today, let's talk about this because we may have different opinions on this. I'm not too sure what your opinion is, but there is the sphere of influence thing where a lot of people go to brokerages and they talk to you about actually getting your sphere of influence.
Yeah, I mean, when you're starting on the business, of any sales business, it doesn't matter what you sell. The first thing they tell you is call your friends, call your family, call the people that know and trust you and love you, and sell to them first, because it's going to be the least. What the theory is, it's the least point of resistance when you're trying to find your first sale. But
my point of view is that you probably don't want to do so. So does your family member really want to hire someone with no knowledge and experience, and to actually get all your personal information as well?
You know, if somebody's feeling charitable and they're, you know, maybe your mom or your dad is going to say, "I'm willing to take a chance on you," which is fine. It's almost expected. But a lot of times, if you're like, my best friend that I went to college with, we were roommates for 4 years. I went to his wedding. They actually just bought a house with another person, even though they know I'm a realtor. I can't believe that they went through someone else. And we're going to talk today about some of those reasons why someone might use the services of another agent rather than someone that they're really close with.
So let's talk about one of the first things that I would come to mind is experience.
Yeah. Even if you're my best bud and I love you and everything's great, if you just called me and said, "Hey, Jose, guess what? I just got my real estate license." I'm like, "That's fantastic. Good for you, man." And you're like, "Well, do you want to sell your house and let me be your agent?" Oh, I don't want to be your guinea pig.
Yep.
If you make a mistake or a huge error, I don't want it to cost us our relationship. You know, and I'd feel like a jerk if I did let you do the job and through the process I wasn't really trusting that you were doing it properly, or if I was getting the best service or attention considering you're new at this. It's a big, huge risk to take with the biggest asset that I own.
Yeah, so it's you have no experience whatsoever in what you do, so therefore you also don't have any knowledge on what you're doing. So you don't have knowledge on sales contracts, and really getting your real estate license, they don't really teach you a lot of the details about the sales contracts where you can get in trouble.
Yeah, and then the best way to combat that, just so if you did approach a close friend saying, "Can I help you sell your house, or do you want to buy a house with me even though I just got licensed?" It's always good to have work for a strong brokerage where you get great support, training. It's really big. And then when you approach somebody, say, "Hey, listen, don't worry. I work for a great brokerage, reputable. There's a lot of agents. I've got a broker who's going to be handling the transaction with me or able to answer all my questions. You know, I'm not asking you to trust in me, but I'm asking you to trust in me and the brokerage and the support structure that I currently have." It's how you pose the question or when you're trying to get the business. It's what you say and how you say it, not just, "I'm brand new. Can I get your business?"
Yeah, so that's a good solution to it, which I think is the solution to getting the experience and also possibly getting a little bit of the commission as well, is working with an experienced agent at the brokerage and letting everyone know, "Hey, look, I just got my real estate license, but don't worry, I won't be selling your house. I have this really good, experienced, knowledgeable agent that I would work with. I'm going to let him actually or her actually work selling your house, and then I'm going to work alongside." But another reason why I think it's really terrible to work with family and friends is that selling a house, especially the selling part, the buying is not so much, but the selling part of a house can be a very stressful time. And that stress with a personal relationship as well, mixing that business and personal, I don't know if that's really the best way to do business.
You can definitely strain a relationship. So what happens is if somebody's relying on you to be a professional and do your job, and then you're like, "Hey, come on, we're pals. Like, you can't be that serious." They're like, "No, I'm 100% serious, and now I'm talking to you like someone who works for me and not my friend or my pal." Usually if it's a friend, they're saying, "Oh, I could get away with this," or they're not going to be so upset about X, Y, and Z. In reality, they might be upset about it, and it could change the dynamic of your relationship. They may not say it to you right then and there, but when that transaction is over, they may not have appreciated or liked the way that you handled it. And then now afterwards, you're going to say, "I wonder why they're not calling me as often. Why didn't they invite me for dinner? Or I see they went out with their friend group and I didn't get a call." Maybe they just got frustrated or aggravated with you through the process, and it kind of tarnished the relationship. So if you do value a relationship that you have with somebody, it may be not the best thing to do business with them.
Yeah, I've seen it over and over again. And the realtors also having a lot of animosity towards family members because they used another realtor. And I think it's a shame because I think that the personal relationship should be the number one and business should be number two.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't take it that way.
And you mentioned something before, a way to combat this situation. So say you had a good friend or a relative that wanted to sell their home. You just got in the business. You're still unsure of your skills. So you're kind of like, well, I would love the opportunity to work for you or sell your house, but can we do this? Well, you mentioned before is, find another really experienced agent in your office, maybe even the top agent in your office. Go to them and say, hey, listen, I have an opportunity to list a home. It's in this area. I know you're the best in the office. Would you actually list that house? And then we could split the commission 50-50. And you could teach me and I could learn with you through the process. And usually that experienced agent's more than happy to help you, especially since you're just handing them business that they didn't have to go out and find themselves. So it's a good. So
that'd be a good solution because that experienced agent could be the main contact with your family and friend instead of you. So you keep that conflict away from each other. You get the experience by working with that agent, and then also you make money at the end as well. Another reason why sometimes people don't want to list with or buy with a family member is because they don't want their family member to know their personal information.
Yeah.
So that could be another valid reason out there for people not wanting to work together. So
yeah, I've seen it before too. A lot of times when you're involved in a transaction for a purchase, there's a lot of sensitive information being passed around. And you as the agent, you're an advisor to your buyer. So a lot of this between buyer, lender, and and everybody involved, you're going to kind of see like how much money does this person make annually? What is their credit score? Do they have bad debts? When we talk about their ability to purchase, they're saying, well, how much debt do you have versus your income? And all of a sudden, you might just be friends with somebody on a friendly level, but now they're all up in your personal business, and you're like, well, I didn't really want to expose that side of me or my, being bad at life to this individual who's going to be helping me with a transaction.
Yeah. So it's always, I think, more important. Even when I'm experienced, I don't like working with family and friends because there could be that conflict. I have done a deal with my mom when she was looking to buy a new home, but at that particular point, I didn't want to profit from anything either. So what she did, we found a new home for her, and then I actually just gave her the commission back as a concession back to her.
Yeah.
So that there's no conflict at all there.
And we'll talk about that in more detail maybe in another video, but just so you know, as a real estate agent, you are able to provide a concession to either buyer or seller in a transaction. So you can actually provide them some of your commission as a gift at the time of closing. Yeah. So in these situations, it's always good to be able to say, hey, listen, I don't want anything from this, but go ahead and give it to them as a gift at the time of closing.
Yeah. So that's some of the main reasons why actually working with family and friends is probably not the best situation. I wouldn't do it. I don't advise it, but a lot of people out there do say sphere of influence is where you go. It is a free lead source.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, you'll be able to determine who you're okay working with and who you're not. Sometimes you have friends and family that you're like, you know what, I barely like hanging around with them at family events or Thanksgiving or a family reunion. I don't want to spend 30 or 45 days working with them through a transaction. So there is some selection where you can say, I'm willing to do business with these people. These people, I'm okay to refer them away or help them out in a situation where I don't have to be the person that's standing between them and a closed transaction.
So if you like this video and want to see other videos like this, advice on real estate, we'll have a whole bunch of things on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. And also, if you're in the Central Florida area and want to join a brokerage or change your brokerage, contact us as well. We'll be more than happy to talk to you about what Preferred Real Estate Brokers has to offer. So I want to thank you all for watching.
Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.
Take care. Bye-bye.